Welcome everyone. Today we have a guide for Underlords. The first Underlord we'll look at is Anessix. We'll call her Annie, and followed by that we'll also make a guide for Hobbin as well. To start off, Annie is a utility Underlord. She does not attack by herself. She always summons a minion to attack for her, and she is great in terms of healing, buffing your allies, debuffing the enemy, and disabling the passive, disabling the allies. Also, she's great ways of doing damage in the mid to late game. Let's look at her abilities first, then we'll look at her talents and also what build to go with her with different allies and units. Firstly, with her passive, she gains 1.5 hype, which is mana for the Underlords, and additional mana for each allied demon on board. That's per second, by the way. She summons and resummons a companion to fight on her side. Two types of companion, one's an archer, one's a warrior. The second ability, also you can pick those Underlord on the side, which is a talent tree. We'll look into those. The second ability is Martyr's Bomb. Once Annie gets 20 hyped, that's 20 mana, she will do damage to her maximum health to herself, then heal allies for the per level and per region. So how that works is, the higher level your courier or your current player in game is, the more healing she does. Let's say I'm level 4. I get rates for level 4 units, etc. I can have 4 units on the board, but what that means is she will have her level 4 abilities. Keep in mind, all the Underlords level depending on what level your current game is. For example, with level 8, you have 8 units on the board. Underlord level is level 8. So this one is a great healing in sacrifice of her HP, but it's okay because she also have a way to heal herself as well. And also, with all allies that heal with health and also per second, she can regen health slowly. On the next part, we have Pure Pain. Pure Pain is a single target, a random target, damage over time, with pure damage per level. If we're current level 8, we do 80 damage per level for 6 seconds. So it's about, what? It's about 480 damage. It's not that high, but it has some great abilities to combine that with passive, of course. The next one is a 2 choice of ultimate. So those top 3 are her talents. She will always use them even at the start of the game. But after round 20, you gotta pick 2 talents. The first one is Throw. This has to be unlocked with Underlord level. By having Underlord level, you have to win games or come top 4 with Eddie in multiple games. After 11 games, you should have all of those unlocked. With Thor, she will tell her army to focus attack on a unit. If this unit dies within 5 seconds, they will come back as a demon to fight for you. Notice that she gets mana with demon, so it's great to have some demon with her or even find more demons. The free spell that comes with level 1 Annie is the summon of the demonic Golem. This is a demon, and by summoning this Golem, it's not that high in damage actually. It's got 2000 HP, about 110 damage. It's just a form of tank that she can keep resummoning with 100 hype. Notice this is the highest cost of her mana. With a 100 hype, usually it's after 10 or 15 seconds into the fight, even if you have lots of demons. So usually this is not a game changer, but it can do a lot for you. The demon will summon, the demon will taunt, the demon will do a lot of things, also give her more mana gain. Similar with Hobbit, he does damage or he can increase attack speed for himself. Hey there, Rico. Welcome, buddy. So we're doing a guide for the Underlords. And let me get some water. Recording's working perfectly. Good. Okay. Okay, let's leave it here. Now, before we get into the talent tree for Annie, we want to explain a few of the builds and allies that works well with her and why it's that way. Then we look in the talents, it's more easy to understand. Now we saw earlier that Annie summons a companion, she heals, she deals damage. And the combination of allies that goes well with her will be with a healer team, with 3 healers that increase healing, with a tanky team that enjoys healing more because they take less damage, they benefit more from healing, maybe 6 warriors or maybe with the knights. Also, Annie works well with hunters because her little archer can become a very strong hunter. She can also focus targets with hunters within Thor, and on top of that, she can also buff the whole team for damage if you pick a particular talent. Let's look into her talents now. Keep in mind, we have not unlocked all of the talents because we have been playing Hobbit mostly, but have tested many games with her as well. So, to start off, We'll have 4 talents to look at for each of the preset rounds. It goes from round 10 to round 15, and this goes further to round 20, 25, 30, 35. This is the cap. At 35, you have all your talents picked. So at level 10, you can pick to turn your little archer summoner into a bruiser. The bruiser spawns instantly, it doesn't have delay. The demon stands nearby, block range attacks, and its attack have a chance to bash. This sounds great on paper, but what happens is this demon don't run forward that much, sometimes it just stands there in front of Annie. It doesn't attack. We want her champion to attack because Annie herself doesn't attack. So I have tried this, I've seen other people try it. It feels a little underwhelming. The next talent, which I haven't unlocked, is Arcane Rico. It gains 5 mana per second while under the effect of Matter's Boom. So while Annie, her heal, which her healing effect, which gave 5 health per second, now give mana as well. This is workable with mages and with increased spell damage, but the other 2 choices are so strong and round 10, I recommend looking into those. The first one, the Chaotic Archer now gains 25% chance of performing 3 extra attacks. Now if you think about hunters, oh, let me get a window. Oh, sorry guys, the window is so much windy. So now if you get hunters, the hunters actually have like what, 15 or 30% chance with 2 extra attack. That's with 6 hunters. This little archer has 3 extra attack with 35%. So this is a really good talent at round 10 for additional damage, because Annie herself does not attack. Now if you're not into her doing a lot of damage with herself and her summons, what you can look into is the End of Medicine. This is a great spell with hunters, with our offensive team, maybe with trolls, or if you want to do more damage, because this grants 25% damage increase. To put into comparison, what this is like is this is a little stronger than 1 tier of Heartless, which minus 5 armor. This minus about 6 or 7 armor to the enemy, if you want to think about it. Actually, with armor deduction, this is actually close to 1 tier of Heartless. But the damage boost is even going further, amplified with the passives of Hunters and Ace of Hunters, or maybe with the Trolls as well. So look into Chaotic Hunter and End of Medicine at the start as a recommendation for her. On the next part, at round 15, you can look into the Broken Hearts of Bombs because the target will be broken if she finds a target with Pure Pain. Pure Pain is her 3rd tier of spell, which comes naturally, so which is this one. The downside with Pure Pain is it needs 50 hype, 50 mana to cast the spell, and that means she does not cast it instantly. So it's a good spell, it will last for about 6 or 5 seconds, but it's not that strong because the unit might be dead by then. The second one is this doubles the damage of her Pure Pain, which necessarily does not do that much damage. So it's a little gimmicking because you do more pure damage, units can't do much, but units have so much HP. So I don't really recommend this one for damage. What I recommend is if you picked the first hunter with multi-attack, you could go with Despite All My Rage. Each time the little archer she summons or the little warrior she summons that is killed, they will come back with 150% more attack damage each time they come back. So this can repeat multiple times. If you position Annie properly, if the enemy hooks the little hunter, little archer, it dies, it comes back. With triple attack, it was 1-shotting or 3-shotting my tier 2 units, which is very strong. The one we haven't unlocked is this one, Confidence Boost. Annie gains 40% hype regen while affected by Martyr's Boom. So instead of trying to buff your own summoner, you can try to buff the way you gain mana, and then get your spell off faster and have the higher tier spell ready with 50 or 100 hype. So this is interesting if you're not going for the buffing of the archer. If you go anything close to the archer, definitely pick this one. So, Black says, how do you watch your enemy spot versus composition now? We cannot at the moment. Very unfortunate. Because the function was removed actually. On round 20, we have 2 talents to choose from. Those are ultimates. The first ultimate basically tells everyone to hit this guy, and if you kill this guy, he come back as a demon for you. The good thing is you usually get a tier 2 unit back, and this -1 on the enemy team, +1 on your team, which is also a demon, which also benefits from demon spells and demon passive and alliance. The downside is if you don't kill it, it's a wasteful spell, so it's better to have more range units and units that can benefit in focus down units quickly. And if that's the case, assassins are okay, hunters are pretty good. The downside again is if your units is not ready, like warriors that are all over the place, if they start to focus this unit, they will get the wrong pathing, they will run towards the unit, and they will not do too well. The other talent which we have by default is Summon Golems. This is a pretty standard golem. It's not very strong, but it can be game changing because by the time she summons a golem, it's basically down to 2 or 3 units left on the board. So the golem itself can help a little bit. Also buy her some time to summon more archers and repeat the archer, because archer can be summoned multiple times, golem only once after the CD. This is when things get interesting, because at round 25, you can consider exploit weakness. With her companion, which should be a range unit usually, because the melee unit is not that good in terms of attack, they will break their target for 3 seconds. The break passive basically take away any passive the unit has, and also the alliance passives, which is very strong. You can disable brownies, you can disable savages, knights, warriors, etc. Very powerful. Second part, if you're going for a healing build with the druids, warriors, etc., or maybe with healers, Annie and her ally companion now heal for the same amount of damage done by pure pain. So this healing will be boosted by healers as well. You can put Annie a little forward and her companion can be a warrior, so you can start to become a tank for your team. With this ability, Phantom Pain, your army gains 2 armor per level while enemy unit is affected by pure pain. If you look at the duration of pure pain, it is 6 seconds. So usually at the later stage of the game, you're likely to be level 8 or 10. Oh sorry, level 8 or 9. So that means you're getting 18 or 16 armor for the 6 seconds of duration. That's a boost of tank ability. So basically you get close to 2 warriors alliance here. So this is a really good spell to look into. Lastly, this is a little underrated but very strong spell. It goes into debuffing enemies. Instant Regret allows your units to break enemies the moment enemy kills this unit. I have tried with spiders with Annie. I do believe the spiders can break them if she times her perfectly with her Mightiest Boom. She boomed the spiders, then the enemy kills the spiders, then all of a sudden they are broken. Everyone lost their whole alliance and passives. So this is interesting, but if you don't have any units to die, then it's optional. I'll recommend with additional armor. Armor never goes wrong. Oof, let's get some water. Next part, on round 30, we have a few interesting spells. Firstly, if you remember, Mightiest Boom reduces Annie's health each time she casts it by 20%. But she also gets a heal and a constant healing over time. So no longer sacrifice her own health with Mightiest Boom is very weak, because she heals herself after casting the spell. So this is not recommended usually, unless you're going for a gimmicking any tank build that puts her in the front, that you really need the 20% HP. On the second part, Sympathy Pain. Annie now target 2 enemies with pure pain. It's workable because if you go with Phantom Pain, you want units to stay alive with pure pain. And if that's the case, having 2 means less likely you lose the bonus armor. Also, you do more damage. On the other side, you could have Heavy Wounds. Targets affected by pure pain cannot be healed. This is a great counter for additional healing teams, or if you're actually targeting at a particular unit that is a tank in the front. I've faced the Chaos Knight that's super tanky with 3-star with Knights. I can't kill it because he had Annie, he had healers, he had Warlocks. This can help, but pure pain is rendered, so it's not the strongest. On the last part, we have a Demon's Revenge. This is quite interesting. I've seen it do pretty decent damage depending on the positioning. If the companion, which is the passive unit Annie summons, it's either Archer over here or the Warrior if you pick the talent. If that companion dies, you will do pure damage. It says 100, but at level 8 you will do 800, level 9 you will do 900. Decent damage, and you can repeat this. If you're going for a War of Nutrition, units keeps dying, you keep summoning, you'll be doing much more damage each time they kill the companion. This works well with Archer because it dies, it comes back with more damage, they dies, it deals more damage. So I prefer this one, or I can prefer the Pure Pain if I'm going for the for this one, which is currently locked with Phantom Pain. Oh, this is the last part. You can still see 2 of those are locked, but we can still look into the ones that are not locked. Let's look at the ones that are locked. Firstly, we'll have fully refreshed. When target is captured via Enthrall, they will come back with 100% mana. Because my Enthrall is locked, this is still locked. So this is basically if any anti-allies kills this target, it will come back, it will cast a spell. Now it doesn't say with cooldown, but it's likely they have full cooldown. So if it's a Tidehunter, it's perfect. You kill the enemy Tidehunter, it comes back and stuns the enemy. Not sure if you can use the Tidehunter items, but it's pretty interesting. But it's less game changing if you happen to kill a weak unit, or a unit with a passive, maybe a Draw Ranger, maybe a Luna. Then this doesn't work well. On the other side, absolute unit. The Golem health is increased by 100% and will taunt his enemy into attacking the Golem. The Golem itself has about 4,000 to 5,000 health by the time he reaches the late game, around 35, if he gets double HP that is. It looks good on paper, but the taunt will not do much because Annie will not summon his Golem very fast at the start of the game. So it's not like a blink axe, but rather it's at the end of the game. So the Golem is like, it's okay. If you find yourself needing a tank, this is great. Usually I'll go with the Crush if I'm going for Golem, because she will deliberately drop the Golem on top of multiple enemies and you will stun them for 2 seconds. The stun radius is a Tidehunter ultimate, which is not bad. Lastly, with Enthrall, break it down is very good. The target is broken while targeted by any enemy. So if her units are targeting this unit, if it's a tank unit like Warrior, you will lose its Warrior alliance. If it's like an elusive unit, you will lose that alliance, allow you to take it down faster so you can convert it back to your army. In talking about Annie, what I want to highlight is she does not look very strong compared to Hobbin. The power of her alliance and her units comes from sustainability, comes from long-term fights, and comes from healing. If you're going for more bursty team or if you want to do more damage, always go with Hobbin because he naturally has more damage. But with Annie, what you can find is the longer the fight goes, if your enemy also have a target buddy, any form of spiders or anything that delays the fight, she becomes even stronger. Each time the little archer dies, you come back with more damage. Each time she heals, her entire army heals. Each time she deals damage, her army might get more armor. So this repeats. Hopefully you guys like this introduction to Annie. I have tested her a little bit in the games and also on the freestyle. She is a very interesting unit and one of the strongest in the late game. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If this is helpful, definitely subscribe to YouTube for more guides for builds and tips for Underlords. Please also follow and subscribe to support me on Twitch if you can, guys. Thank you so much.